We're Peter and Charmaine, and with our puppy Romy, we just bought a house in Italy. On our channel, we'll be documenting the good, the bad, and the sometimes utterly bewildering world of moving to Italy and renovating an old Italian home. Welcome back to the channel. We are enjoying the holiday season, and we hope you are too. We are in Florida, and we are thinking about our house that we bought in Italy. What are the next steps in the process to come up with a plan to renovate a house in Italy?
Yeah, and we're also going to show you, using some AI generated images, some of our thoughts on what the house might look like in the future and how we plan to use the various rooms in the home. So fortunately, we've both been able to have some time off for the holidays, so we're now using this time to really interact with our architects that we've been interviewing. We have two that were recommended to us, and they have very different approaches. Their pricing seems to be similar. So right now it's just a matter of trying to find the best fit for us. And I think we're getting close to narrowing that down.
We know that if it was only a bathroom renovation, many people will work with a geometra who sort of is a project manager, someone like a general contractor who would go out and then hire the tradesman to work on that project. In our case, as you've seen in the video, it's a little bit more than just one bathroom.
Well, a little bit more than just even a simple home renovation.
Yeah.
It's a designated historic property, so it has a lot of restrictions, and it's important to keep the integrity of the historic value there. So we really want to be able to modernize it, yet keep the bones as they are, if that's the best way to put it. That's the best way I can put it.
And there are many things to consider. As Charmaine said, knowing what can be done in the district where the house is located by the comune, the local government, what their regulations are, the permitting, all of those things are where we are now entering into that phase. When we decide which architect we go with, we're still working through that, but certainly we've already had a bunch of conversations with them, and once we hire someone, we'll bring them into this so that you all can learn many of the things that need to be done and need to be considered when you're renovating a home in Italy, certainly an historic home.
Yeah, hopefully we can bring that person into these conversations, and you can actually.
Well, I know one of them said they would do it.
Yes,
so
so that might help that person's.
What do you think? Do you want that person?
Yeah, we would definitely like if the architect would be willing. Obviously, that's not a condition of hiring, but it would be really lovely if we could share that conversation and that process with you, and especially since they're in Italy, they speak English, they speak Italian. And they will be, through the process, as we will share with you, they will be relaying back the steps along the way. We're going to see progress, we're going to see construction, and they will be giving us footage and interacting with us on a very frequent basis. So hopefully we can, bring everybody into that same conversation to see how it goes along the way.
Right. So for now, we are going to go through a lot of the video that we showed last time, and then talk about the things that we'd like to do and show generated images that we think will not quite be what we end up doing, but certainly give you an idea of what we're thinking. So we enter the house into the main hallway. We take a left into the first room of the house. And as you can see, there's a little map on the lower left corner with our dog Romy, who will lead us through the map, so hopefully everyone doesn't get lost. Okay, so here is the first picture that AI generated.
We love this room with the high ceilings and the great windows and the light. We really see this as a living room, TV room, and possibly a little reading nook in the back there.
Okay, so out of the front room, the living room, back into the foyer, the entryway into this next room.
We see this room as our future dining room. Currently, there is no fireplace in that room. However, we believe there's a chimney behind that wall because there's an old kitchen on the outside wall that has a fireplace there. So we're really hoping that we'll be able to expose that and build a nice fireplace and that nice barrel vaulted room.
Yeah, and you'll see just after this where the old dining room was. And since we want to make some changes to the kitchen area, we felt this was a really natural space that really wasn't being used. It was hard to tell in the listing what the room was. It was sort of another sitting area, but I like the barrel vaulted ceiling, and I think it could be a really nice dining room. And of course, that was your idea, sweetheart. So we move on into the next room, and that is the room that Charmaine thought we should make the kitchen.
Right, I think it's a great room. It's adjacent to the old kitchen, and you'll see why we need a new kitchen when we see the old kitchen.
You can actually see a little bit of that through the doorway there.
To the right.
We had AI keep that
Yes.
so you could see it.
Yeah, and this again is an AI generated image. I'm not thrilled with the look, but just to get an idea of how this room could become a kitchen area.
Okay, from here, you can see outside this window, there's another little courtyard space that we think would really be a great room adjacent to the kitchen for things like potted plants and herbs. And what are some of the other things you were thinking
Outdoor
about?
grill. I think that'd be a
Outdoor
great place
grill,
for you to
yeah.
be able to grill. And definitely a big lush herb garden.
Yeah, because you can see there's no roof above that little courtyard, so it's open to the sky. And then from there, there's another room adjacent to what is this new kitchen that is probably a study. We're gonna look to make it something that blends a guest room and a study. And here's the image that we generated that shows the study and day bed, which can be a bed for someone who's visiting when family is staying, and we want to have them in the same living quarters that we're in on the ground floor. Okay, so we leave this room and we'll go back across the kitchen, the new kitchen, to the old kitchen. And you'll notice the window in this room has shutters on it. And it's possible that that window used to face outdoors and not into another part of the kitchen.
So here's the old stove that we're looking at, and this is what I meant by the need to completely renovate and get a newer kitchen. We're going to keep this. It's beautiful, it's great, but it is a wood-burning stove. So that was never upgraded in the house. It was never switched over to gas. So as far as we know, that the woman who lived there her whole life, up until she was, close to 100 years old, still cooked on a wood-fired kitchen stove.
Yeah, I think she had a toaster oven too.
Oh, she did. Yeah, that's right.
I think
that was her modernization.
A little modern convenience there, but kind of tough to make a holiday meal on a wood-burning stove. But I'm sure they did it. A lot of kitchens in Italy have those. So then through this archway is the room that we think possibly was not indoors at one time, and then was closed in an addition and then made into an adjacent sink kitchen area. So we've talked a little bit about perhaps reopening this to the outside to get more light into that new kitchen, but no definite plans as to how that would work yet. Okay, now we're going from inside the house to outside the house, and this was a huge selling point for us, especially with a dog who we would love to be able to just go out back if he needs to.
Well, and he currently has a backyard that he's allowed to go out into by himself. So we would like to have that same option in Italy as he does here in the States.
Yeah, and it was not easy to find. I mean, we certainly wanted an outdoor space. We decided we didn't want to live in the country. We talked a little bit about that before. We wanted to live in a community, in a village, in a small town, and this really was a great solution for that. So here's the next image that you could see, and the image looks very similar to what it looks like currently, though we did add a pool on the left-hand side up against the wall. Small dipping pool. Not sure if this is going to be something that we can make happen because of regulations, because of permitting, and because of cost, but we certainly would like to explore it.
And here you can see it has a great outdoor fireplace. It could become a pizza oven. We're definitely going to keep this, just clean it up. And these images were taken in the fall, so it's really, really beautiful in the spring and the summer when everything's blooming. And you can see that we have an olive tree and a lemon tree that will both stay, and then lots of wisteria on the walls. There's some ivy, lots of flowering plants around, so it's going to be really beautiful when it's all said and done and in the blooming seasons.
Yeah, and one of the features of this garden is that there is a cistern underneath the fireplace area. So it's a big holding tank for water. So when we do get rain, that fills up and certainly will allow us to water the plants outside without using city water. So one thing that you may have noticed is that there's really only one door from inside the house to this garden. You enter the garden through the kitchen. We've started to talk about opening one of these walls that would lead into what is now the master bedroom, and we would keep it the master bedroom, and that's the image that you see here.
Yeah, and it would also be really nice to have some more light in that room. It's beautiful now, but it would be just so lovely to be able to step out of the master bedroom straight into the courtyard.
Now we are re-entering the house. Next to this kitchen, there is a hallway that leads to some storage on the right, a half bath on the left, and then to the master bedroom. And to Charmaine.
And there I am.
So before we get into the master bedroom, there is this adjacent room to the bedroom that I really don't know what they used it for.
No, they had a table in there and some cabinets and some stuff on the shelves for storage. So
it's a good pasta making room, maybe. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. So we do know that there were nuns that were living in the home with the owner of the house for many years. So, you know, this could have been a place for meetings, for gatherings, things of that nature. But for us, we'd like to see it as a future closet. It's right outside the master bathroom, which we hope we could expand out a little bit as well. Here's what it might look like as a closet.
So we may reconfigure the bathroom and that closet area and move some of the bathroom out into the closet and maybe make this bathroom closet. Maybe change the entryway to these two rooms from this hallway. Perhaps there's a way to do an entryway inside the master bedroom. So we'll see how that works out. And then here we have the half bath for guests, you know, visiting the house, for anyone who's going to use the bathroom outside of using a full bath.
Now here we come into the master bedroom. And as you can see, it does have one nice window, but look what happens if we're able to actually open up that wall and look into the courtyard. So really crossing my fingers that this is something that we can do, because it's a beautiful room and I just could use a little bit more light and some view of nature. I think would be really nice.
Okay, now we exit the master bedroom and return to what will be the dining room. And as you can see, and right in front as we walk towards that radiator, that's where we were thinking we would possibly have a fireplace. And now we will turn the corner and take the internal stairway upstairs to the first floor.
One of the things that was important to us was to have a home that we could use all of, or that we could separate into 2 units. And this house has that. The second floor, we can lock that door and rent out the upstairs or allow family or friends to stay there. It has 2 distinct apartments. They could use an exterior entrance to get up here, not have to come through the house. Or we can keep that door open, and if it's just Peter and I, we can use the full house if we wanted to. Or we could leave it open for friends and family who are close, that we want them to be able to come and go easily down to the ground floor where our living quarters are.
Then we move into this second bedroom on this floor, which is another beautiful room with very high ceilings, the star vaults, couple windows in this room, so there's good light, and it looks out onto that living space, which is a combination dining, living room, that leads out onto the terrace, which we'll get to as well. We're thinking that we will likely renovate this first floor living space first so that it's completed and we can stay there while we complete the ground floor renovations. All right, now as we leave this room, we go into the entryway, and then as you go out through this door, and as you walk out this door, you can see the stairway down to the ground floor, and that's the way you would enter outside the house to get up into this first floor apartment. And what's really nice on this floor is that it has its own terrace.
And this is nice, easy way to go out and have coffee in the morning. Church is right there next to it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really extends that space of the living dining area because you've got the French doors that open out onto the terrace as well. Then we re-enter the upstairs property and move through this dining living area to the kitchen area of the first floor. And this is where we've kind of struggled on what can be done in this space. As you can see, there is another wood-burning stove in this kitchen, and because of that, they built a chimney around a place where they have the wood-burning stove and this oven. And as you walk around, you can see the wall of this chimney that surrounds that area.
Yeah, we're hoping we can get rid of that wall and we can build the kitchen all the way to the back wall here.
I really don't think that anybody is going to be using a wood-burning oven in this property.
We don't need that. Yeah, so that would open it up a lot. You could do a small kitchen and a breakfast bar there.
And on the back part of that wall are the stairs that go up to the roof terrace.
These are not for the faint of heart or people who are tall. You have to kind of duck and
I rubbed
hold on for dear life.
I ducked my head, and I'm not that tall. So yeah, it's for ancient people who were probably less than 5 feet tall.
Yes.
But it leads up to this space, which could be beautiful and would give renters or family who are staying in that apartment their own private space on a terrace on the roof.
And of course, it has a view of the church as well.
So we come back down, you'll see there's a storage room on the left, and then we will exit this room and make a hard left and go up the stairs to what was the favorite room of a lot of people in our family who saw this video the first time. But first we'll look at the bathroom that's adjacent to it. So this is the one bathroom for the first floor apartment.
Yeah, so the bathroom has, for example, the tub and the sink, everything's from the 1930s when they first put this bathroom in. And we'd really like to keep it. Those are in good shape, but of course, we're gonna modernize what we can. And of course, all the plumbing will be switched out. It also has a beautiful view of the church if you want to lay in the bathtub and look out on a pretty day.
Yeah, really pretty view. And again, hopefully we can do some of these things in here. We certainly like the old style, and the tiles are amazing in this room.
Beautiful.
And then we take another left into this bedroom, which is really stunning. High ceilings, star vaults, the balcony that overlooks the piazza in front of the main church in the town. It really is a pretty room.
Yeah, all of our family has been arguing over who gets to stay in that room when they come.
I think right now the pigeons stay there.
That's
They have their little nest on that balcony. And there are a lot of pigeons.
lots and lots of pigeons.
All right, so we leave this room. We'll go back down the stairs and then head across the living room area to the staircase. And we will take a right on that staircase and then go up to the roof terrace. The roof terrace that you reach from this staircase is separate from the roof terrace that we just saw through the small kitchen on the first floor. Before we get there, there's the storage room. So,
Yeah, it's a small storage room. I had originally thought it would be fun to make that into a craft room for me. But as Peter pointed out, there's not really any storage in the house. We saw that other little tiny room that we passed in the kitchen on this floor. But so this probably will make a just a nice, good storage room, which is actually what it was used for by the previous owners.
and then we exit onto the roof terrace.
One of the concerns I have is how can we make this rooftop terrace accessible to Romy without him jumping off, going after a pigeon or something, because he is driven to chase birds.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that some of the terraces have railings that were installed. So in some areas that probably would be a good idea. In this generated image, you can see there's a wet bar, table, lounge chairs, and I like the idea of having plants up there. It really makes the space very nice to be in. Well, we hoped you enjoyed this video and have a better idea of what our vision is. Next steps are to choose an architect.
Yep. And I guess get the permits started and really start to build some actual plans and get things moving. So we'll have lots to share over time. This is going to be a big project, and we're really excited to get it started.